foods allow us to reach everything in the world. The entire light world is available to us with just those foods. And those bombs there are nice. Allow us to skip some bomb farming if we want to. And prdwong, we see him setting up for a teleport here. Same does thalane. Thalane goes for the Highly Island where he has to do a funny autowork thing, which is allowing us to move about half the screen straight through walls and everything. prdwong, in the meantime, prepares a jump and notices that he screwed up. If he would have gotten it, he would have been able to shake the hobo, but he screwed up, and if he wouldn't have saved it would have taken him about 2 minutes before he can. Looks like for now he's gonna ignore that check and go for Sashroller. Meanwhile, thalane does check out the bonk rocks for just a heart container. And yeah, to quickly go over our crew here, I'm commentator here, Michael K, and we are joined by Jerry for the tracking, Jerry June 23. So if you have any problems with the tracker, give him a shout out so that he can make sure that the tracker is up to date. It's really easy to miss things like, hey, we got this rod. That's always nice to have, Orion. And Cape on Lumberjack, useless. Even if there's something on Bumper Ledge, Logic wouldn't expect us to get it, because we have glitches in Logic. It's not just like we are allowed to use glitches like it might be with other randomizers, but we are actually expected to do them. If we don't do them, we are not able to finish the seed. Thalane right now farming up a lot of money. And looks like PRD for now either is gonna skip out on checking Kakariko or checking Lumberjack. I hope he doesn't skip out on Lumberjack. Like, it's not important this time, but there was a raid already that got decided by one checking Lumberjack, the other not. Oh, well, it wasn't actually decided, but that was a huge advantage by that. People are right now talking in the chat about beating over a glitches seed without major glitches. It's technically possible to have them, just like you could have a no logic seed that could do that, but the chances of it are not necessarily as high as usually. And hey, we got Ether and Bell. We might not need that Ether, but if it's required for Maya, then we definitely need it. One of the reasons our glitches might not be completable without major glitches is we can early on get into Ganon's tower. Another reason is we can beat Thief down from behind. And I think that was the Ice Rod on Thalane's side. Yep, Ice Rod. So yeah, coming back to beating Overworld glitches with no major glitches. It's one of the. It's pretty rare that it's actually possible. I did saw a few seeds that are beatable with barely any major glitches, and I did heard Esbjorn say that he actually encountered a seed that was basically beatable by no major glitches standards, but it's not to be expected that you can do that. You definitely can try, but you will probably get stopped early on because you can't access things like this mountain and other stuff without items that we do not necessarily care about in major glitches modes. That's a nice big key placement. You usually want to have that big key there so you can straight up check the big chest and don't have to do any weird routing throughout the dungeon to get that. Especially if the key is in the chest, just makes the route a lot nicer. And by the way, we are in Desert Palace without Mirror, without Titan Smiths, without Book. That's normal, nothing special. And yeah, for right now, with the items that we have pretty much not much additionally in logic, and it looks like we have the 2 items out of Desert already found, so nice. And we do see Thalane check out what's on Egina right now. Thalane, wrong order. PRD, what are you doing right now? Oh, PRD forgot to check the chest. Nice. Well. Usually if you check Egina after Desert, you want to do it at the end because walking out of Egina takes time. And you don't want to take too much time doing stuff, so usually try to avoid having to walk out of his cave. And you do it after cave 45, which we can, by the way, get to by simply clipping on through the ledge that PRD just did. And we do find ourselves the blue mail, which is a nice early item. And looks like that. And PRD actually goes for K4 Agina now. While Thalane checks out pretty early play into the castle. He doesn't have any weapon besides bombs. And looks like he decides to go further in. And I think PRD now might check the South Shore area. Yeah. Both the castle and the South Shore area are usually areas that might take quite some time till you are at them in Overworld glitches, just because you have so much more available. But at the same time, the seed hasn't given out anything so far, so most stuff isn't as enticing, and we do find the lamp. So Together with that smoky that Thalane just found there, the backup escape is right now in logic. Yeah, that lamp could have been handy for desert, but at the same time we don't have too much magic right now. So it would be just fighter's sword, and we do have the items out there already. Would be just for the crystal. It would be a red crystal, so it wouldn't be totally bad. But usually you don't need to get the red crystals if you find the mirror at some point. Cave 40, Mini Molom Cave didn't have too much useful things. We did find a shield and the blue cane, which are two nice items. And we see prdwong go for Ice Road Cave here. Probably will also arm the water walk when going outside. And shovel it, nice. And yeah, he dashes out along the ledge, which arms the water walk. He knows that he got it, so he doesn't even check if he got it. And bonks, which is not harmful at all. You can just walk up, jump into the onto the water still. This what was at Speck of Sarashura. And we do have quite a bunch of rupees, so I'm sure that PRD will check out the watts on Zora. And you can actually just dash along that ledge and be perfectly aligned to almost dash up until so then you probably should have wanted to throw that bomb to the left. And still got that, nice. So just a hard piece on Zora, but we do see prdwong walking out, so he can do a clip here that we call Zora DMA, and that's not what you want to do there. I don't think he could have saved it unless he would be comfortable clipping without seeing the visuals, which is usually a bad idea. And Thalane not having bombs here goes for a clip to get into the Ice Rock Cave, which is nice. And not doing the water walk checks. And we do see PRD check out the lumberjack. Probably gonna go for the lumberjack Death Mode Ascent afterwards. For the walk on water glitch, the runners set up a value that they should fall in a hole, or that they should slip into a hole by dashing along a hole and cancelling it out in a non-usual way, which pretty much makes some value set. And once they jump from north directly south into a ledge, into water, they activate that value and are able to walk on water. That glitch, by the way, is not... Oh my god, that's a hint. We got info that we do not need any items in Maya. And my items are boost in the left side. Hey! And yeah, that glitch is not an overall glitch's logic, even though it would be probably under the rule set, but the thing is we didn't know about it when we last redid the logic, so it's not a thing that was added. Ooh. PRD, please. Bad. Hovering is not in logic because it's pretty much just deemed too difficult. Most minor glitches are actually in logic, but something like Overworld Revival and let's just say the hoverings and bomb jumps are all not in logic because they are not either not glitches or deemed too difficult. The walk on water is not in logic because it just wasn't known at the time. Also, hovering is free, please don't add me. And hey, we got a bottle on Floating Island. I hope Thalane practiced that. Yeah, we can actually get the item from the floating island with major glitches without mirror or anything that is normal in no glitches. Also hookshot, which is nice. In-dungeon glitches are not out of logic. In-dungeon bunny revival is completely in logic, and it can be required to find the moon pearl in, let's say, Skyward's or Ice Palace. Also, no logic has easy to traverse room in logic, we just don't allow it. And hey, moon pearl. So no bunny shenanigans to get that today. Also, most important item not on the tracker, the bug net. And we do see prdwong preparing for death swap right after here. So he wants to check out what's in the back of escape, which is in logic as we discussed earlier. And there we see Thalane teleport in the clouds. Thalane with the same line I've just learned the dash method. That's a bit easier to perform. Also, right, we are 20 minutes into the seed almost, and only one of them got the pearl so far. By the way, chat, if you want to troll, put boost laughs in the back of escape now. And put the mirror next to them, I guess, just to be on top of that. And Thalane does kill a stunned enemy, which just gives him a green rupee. And And there's a red cane. And there's another bottle for prdwong. So we definitely can check Secret. PRD, please. Are you actually checking Secret over... Oh, you didn't save your man? PRD, please. Why? And yeah, good reason to save the old man early on. And Thalane, don't do anything. Okay, that's good. That one should be consistent with activated speed. But yeah. If he would have gone for the clip that he was going for at first, it's literally a 50-50 shot if he gets it or not. He wasn't stuck, he could have just died. I guess that's kind of stuck, but... So yeah, you do see the runners now back up here, and I have the feeling Thalane might look for an early play into Ganon's tower, and we have pendants in Ice Palace, green pendant in Swamp Palace, and red crystal number 2 in Skullwoods. And Thalane going for fake flute and slightly mistimes it. He was trying to use the flute on the same frame as he was entering, and Thalane, you can do this clip without spin speed. It works perfectly fine without spin speed as long as you do the same setup. Yeah, Thalane will now be able to check what's on Bumper Ledge. It's just blue rupee, so even energy can skip out Ganon. Probably. Yeah, Thalane is still not on his word, but outside of him not being able to do skill words, which he couldn't anyway without the fire rod, that's not a huge deal for now. For Steve Down, he does have 2 canes that he can use to fight blind, so there's not a huge disadvantage for now. But yeah, PLD will get his Moon Pearl in just a moment, and Thalane finds his second bottle. Did PID skip out looking on the floating island? PID, please. Also, please, it's faster to just wind speed up the stairs if you just go for the portal instead of doing the hero clip because of the transitions that you have to do. And just of a quick note, PID does have the hookshot, but not the glove, and no major glitches. Players would probably not think about hookshot cave right now, but it's in logic. There is a clip to get in there, and there are actually multiple clips to get in there, and there's a way with a mirror to get in there. So, perfectly fine to get that. Let's hope that PID knows the clip. And yes, he gets it. He gets it perfectly. Eric is fine. And meanwhile, Thalane started out clearing out Thief's Town. I'd assume that he will go ahead and clear out everything in hope that he doesn't end up leaving an item behind in the big chest. prdwong gives us the view at the medallion for Turtle Rock. It's easier, but at the same time we do not need the medallion for Turtle Rock. Unless the key layout is really evil and we don't go any nice ways. And so then getting a hint about the unique item in Swamp left. As well as some cash, but unique item. Anyone's hoping for what troll items do we still searching for? Ocarina? A flute? Completely useless? That was an interesting way to get to King's Tomb. We can definitely glitches. The glitch is completely known, but I never saw the setups that PID used there. Yeah, but no matter what is in the offset swamp, we will need that hammer first. And it's just dependent, so if it ends up being useless, it might pay out to not do it at all. And so they not having gloves, having to resort to alternative ways of killing and ways to get through Thief Town, which includes killing enemies. Meanwhile, prdwong jumps off the mountain and lands right in front of Swamp Palace. I promise he has good legs. He has not broken anything and he will be fine and no issues. Something sharp in Ganon's tower, so PID now knows that if he ends up going Ultimate Master Sword, if he goes into GT, he will find that Master Sword somewhere. Might be in the chest that he wouldn't have checked otherwise, but somewhere in GT is a sword. And now Thalane not having a sword, going for a blind kill with Samaria. Meanwhile, PRD finds Quake, Flippers, and that's it. Decent type cave if that unique item in Swamp Palace is actually good. Or if Quake is needed for Maya entrance. Because while we can skip the medallion for Turtle Rock, we cannot do the same for Maya. And there's a cane for PRD. And boost runners are almost at the same screen. And PRD one screen over from Thalane decides to go ahead and check out the Maya area. Meanwhile, Thalane now on the wrong bumper. And we do have bombers for Maya. So if you look at the words, you see those bumps, and for the clip that Thalane is trying to do, he either has to be on the third or bottommost bump, and even then it's different from whatever he's wanting to do. So yeah, he decided to just go ahead for one that he knows how it works, and everything's good. So yeah, right now we pretty much know a bunch about. We pretty much checked a bunch of things right now. We still have Pace of Darkness and Pyramid Variant, all that in the area left for boost runners. Also, we can check 4 items in Ganon's Tower in Logic. We already cleared out Desert Palace from items. So we just didn't have the weapons or the fire source to beat Desert the first time we were there. prdwong with that mirror able to route the sick kid in right with his Revenge of the Outcast play. And Thalane trying to go for a clip here. That clip, Thalane, you need to tap you need to keep holding up and tap the right input a few times, so you get through that corner quicker. Otherwise, you always just bump out every time. And Selene, of course, not having the mirror yet, had to do the pyramid ledge check without the pyramid cherry. That's gonna be a slightly isolated location, but at the same time it's a quick location. Also, Selene, you can get to catfish, you know that. But looks like Selene is gonna go ahead and check out the Turtle Rock area, or what are you doing, Selene? Oh, he's going into Ganon's Tower. No. Okay, that's a good play. It only has 4 items max right now, but it's 4 fast items. Well, pretty fast items. And, well, it's powder, which already puts the magic weapon logic. And we might find more items in here. We might even find either Fire Rod or the hammer in here. And hey, we got a unique item. It's a big key. And actually no small keys so far from chest, so logically the hammer locks everything else in the dungeon. We need at least 3 small keys to check anything without the hammer that is not on the hammer locked side. And just a small key there in the Tyroom chest. So the Ganon's Tower plate is completely locked behind the hammer, unless the magic powder gives us something. And the Selene goes for Hobo, which we also didn't saw. prdwong tried to get it earlier, but had some problems, and there's our first glove. So that first glove does put a few. It will probably put Hookshot Cave closer to Selene's mind, which would be a very good play at this point, just because you can do all of Turtle Rock afterwards, except the boss and the Firelock front side. So yes, Selene gonna grab their pretty much not good item, being a heart piece from Zora. Meanwhile, prdwong able to get the same first crystal as Selene has. And if you are wondering what the difference is right now, if you are still even, we are pretty even still. The main difference is PRD has a few more Overwatch checks already done, which Selene will do right now. Meanwhile, Selene has a few more in-dungeon checks done. Also, we are now seeing Top Hero, which prdwong did had some issues earlier. Also, Thalane getting the info that Maya is itemless. No items in Maya, nothing there, and it's just for economic crystals, so nothing that you unlock from it. So Maya is 100% a go mode dungeon. And uses some nice movements there to get the beater in a position where he can hit him off. Thalane right now cannot beat the dungeon here because he would need a sword. Well, the sword that PRD has that Thalane doesn't have is on Sashura in the back. And looks like Thalane gonna go for the basement. I don't think we had any items so far, so this is gonna be a pretty good play for him. Also, slightly annoyed by those packs being already in the down position. It's not a thing that you will usually encounter. And just a quick little rupee pack in the basement. Meanwhile, PRD did find his first love from Hobo. And PRD now back on the mountain. He might go for Pyramid Ferry now. Looks like he's going for Pyramid Ferry. He already or he could go for his Ganon Tower play. Meanwhile, Thalane is doing the play onto East Darkness Mountain, which will give him his mirror. And prdwong does set up. PRD, don't. Okay, he remembers. If he would have gone for the Swarden Descent there, I don't know what would have happened. That Swarden Descent could have let him go anywhere, and I have no clue. Also, you do have a glove. You could have gone for the back of escape holder in there. And yeah, after the Desmond descent, his camera was slightly offset, which did make him be a bit in there at the end. And now with set Porter here is he did place that from this mountain, which is perfectly lined up with the Pyramid Ferry, but no items here. But he is still missing the Pyramid Ledge Shack, and a Shack into Place of Darkness looks might be next. Yes, looks to be that way. PRD looks to go for the Shack into Place of Darkness. And Thalane also looks to prepare for the Shack into Place of Darkness. So we're gonna see two dips into Path of Darkness. And Thalane, please learn the quick way into the back of the Path of Darkness maze. Oh, did Thalane find the mushroom? No, he's just stocking up on potions. Okay. So, he's buying blue potions there. You did see him earlier try to do a glitch with that blue potion by drinking it on the same frame as he transitioned. It didn't work out that well, but if executed well, you do get a fake loot menu in the Dark World. I feel like Thalane might really want a sword right now. Thalane, that clip won't do what you are wishing to do. Or it will, I guess. Yeah, good, Thalane. I never saw that jump, yeah. I guess being creative here paid off, and Thalane will find the first sword here, which will gonna be nice. Almost requires the hammer. Ooh. Oh, that hint might actually refer to Swamp Palace, being the unique item on the left side there. That chest is definitely locked by hammer. Could also refer to hammer, so but we do see prdwong drink a potion here, which allows him to unlock the camera, and with that unlocked camera, scroll the mimics in a way that they are off-screen, and if mimics are off-screen in a kill room, the game considers them dead. So game opens up doors and game confused. Yeah, we right now have both our players go pretty no matter glitches style at Path of Darkness. We are in only Overworld glitches. There won't be any crazy indoor glitches other than the stuff that you would also see in no major glitches race. And hey, there is the Master Sword. Thalane probably right now hating their life. Didn't find a sword for the first 40 minutes and now it's already at 2. And Thalane is also going for the potion glitch here and is able to do it. So nice. Meanwhile, we are finishing up in Palace of Darkness with another sword. We cannot check the Hammer Sword King right now because we don't have bow and we also don't have hammer, and yeah, bows are not in the big chest. There's only arrows in there. And we do see PRD now coming back for the play into Eastern, so that's, or rather he just mirrors into the Eastern now. So I don't know how much we have still left. I'm thinking about it right now, and it might actually be that this is the last thing that's in logic. Oh yeah, Turtle Rock is still in logic with that cane. With that cane and the lamp, pretty much the entire thing is in logic, unless some key stuff happens and Laser Bridge is not in logic. Yeah, we should, after this, either see our players be completely confused what's left or go for Turtle Rock. Oh yeah, there are still a few checks. What was that? Some cash in Eastern Palace. Thank you, Hint. Thank you. Thalane, skipping out on Eastern? Okay. Well, looks like Thalane is going for the play into Turtle Rock right now. Maybe. No. Okay, Thalane is going for Swamphead's first chest. Or, Thalane, you go into the entrance. You know that. Go! No! Rip. Thalane, you're... Okay, Thalane is now soft locked. Yeah, you can't use items if you're holding something, and if you're holding nothing, you can throw it. Vanilla bow. Okay. Yeah, that bow kinda only unlocks armors. So yeah, right now that bow is just a troll, but nothing overly special, and this time Thalane is able to get it without too much issue. So yeah. And yeah, PRD now, of course, being an Eastern visible, able to do some quick work of armors. Meanwhile, Thalane is preparing for Purgatory, doing a death swap to get back to Link's house and from there to the castle. The bow, climbing Ganon's tower is not in logic without 3 keys. Because otherwise the game could force you to go upstairs and downstairs and back upstairs, and we don't necessarily want that. Thalane looks like right now going to check out the powder, which if it pays out, it's going to be huge. Because that powder, well, okay, PRD will find the powder like right now. And also Thalane gonna check out what's on Checkerboard, which also is logic for quite some time now. Just a vanilla heart piece in Checkerboard Cave. So gonna tip out and check out what's over in on the magic bed now. And if you're wondering, we Oh, okay. He's gonna check out the rest of, kill out the landmolars. There's no item left here, but he will be able to clear them out and get the crystal. And PRD is going for lamp threads in Ganon's tower. This is not in logic without the hammer. This is not in logic without the fire rod. And PRD kinda doesn't need anything besides that. So this is a totally not needed play. We do know that the Bomber's Medallion is locked by the hammer, which means that it can't be here because only the left side of GT is hammer locked. Even though logically the right side this seat is hammer locked, the pins only go for always hammer locked things in to say if it's hammer locked or not. And PRD, don't. PRD, you are going to climb Ganon's tower with one small key, and it's not in logic without the hammer. Well, it can yield out the fire rod for you, but don't. And yeah, PRD with just half heart left, definitely gonna use some kind of banner strats to get through those rooms without dying. And meanwhile, Thalane goes for a play into Swamp Palace, I think. He at least goes for the Swamp Super Drop, and there isn't much more that he can do right now that is still left in this area, other than going for this play into Swamp Palace. And unless he found the hammer while I looked away, he will only be able to get one chest in here, and it's not the last chest for him in logic. And PRD fights with the worst room in the game. That ice floor room in Ganon's tower is horrible. Please Nintendo remove it from the game. Thanks. Can we get a patch for this? Also, Thalane reminding us of that hint that is saying us where the last sword is, somewhere in Ganon's tower. Whoa! Oh my god. Okay. Sure. Okay. I don't know if what here. Okay. I'm in that location. So, what's trollier? Vanilla Bow or Hammer in Swamp Palace? Hammer, I guess. The Vanilla Bow, once you are in Go mode that bow, you will clear out all the other dungeons and then have still 3 items in Eastern. That's a reasonable play. Once you are in Go mode, but Hammer? Well, mid's in top of the team. Once you are in Go mode, but Hammer? Well, pretty much everything but Swamp Palace sounds reasonable. And Thalane, knowing there's a unique item on the left side, goes for it. And this might be Fire Rod or Bombers. Those would be pretty good big ones. It could also just be like a boomerang, the book. Could be the mushroom or the flute. Can't be a glove like someone wanted earlier. So yeah, let's see what's that unique item in Swamp Palace while prdwong waits on the cutscene to get him to the pyramid. Even though the Ganon hole will open, he will not be able to go in and beat Ganon until he has all the 7 crystals. That's the case that was promised, so it's going to be in the vanilla big key chest. And it's Bombos! So, we had 2 hints for Bombos. One telling us, hey, Bombos is Hammerlock, which it is, and one saying it is on left side swamp together with the other item. So, nice hints. But, please, next time, tell us about the hammer in the first chest in Swamp. Like, please. By the way, chat, where do you want that fire rod to be? That's the last item that we are still looking for. I think right now that Thalane will definitely first go to Eastern Palace over PRD to Swamp Palace. Also, Silver's in Swamp. Unless Fire Rod is behind that Bombos, PRD won't find Zeus, probably. And looks like PRD quickly gonna check out what's at the smith and the purple chest. Yeah, we do have now the green pendant. Nice. Okay, with that bombos medallion, Thalane gonna quickly go into Maya. Let's third bump, please, Thalane, and then downwards. And yeah, Thalane will definitely, hopefully remember that there is no item left in Maya, so he will just do this probably to sort his thoughts. He has to do this no matter what. He's kinda in the area, so it's pretty much a good play right now. The thing with Hammer opening so much is not really a big deal. Unless it's the thing is more with the placement of the hammer is that you don't want to go into Swamp Palace at all if you are not having hammer. So that's going to pay out a lot for Thalane. I don't know if we are still missing an item in Thief Town. So Shed, if you want to have the trolliest seat ever, hope for that fire rod in Thief Town big chest. But yeah, PRD now going for the play that we suggested a long time ago, going into Turtle Rock. He will start it on the later bridge, which means he can clear out the entire thing. We don't know if... I don't think the fire rod can be on laser bridge. Well, probably not, but because of key layouts are usually a thing. But we might be lucky with having a good key layout throughout the dungeon. There is nothing to tell, hey, this is not a pet seat. But the only item that can still be on pedestal is the fire rod, because that's the only item we still need. And there is the big key for Thalane, and he will go for straight up beat the dungeon. PRD having some smaller problems with the pokies. I probably would have kept the big chest till after being done with the Tatarok walkthrough, because you can maybe determine this is a small key and PRD, okay, sure. And if it's actually, if you do find the fire rod in the front as well as the big key, you can just mirror ahead and beat the dungeon on first go, and afterwards check the big chest. Right now, if you do find the fire rod, you will have to do weird routings for it. And Thalane without the bow wishes that he can throw silver arrows, but he gets by with the tempered sword really easily. And yeah, PRD now trying to get through chain jumps because chain jumps are annoying. Waits them out and is able to move past them without dying. Also, PRD, you don't need any more small keys for this dungeon. You could have skipped killing that, and nice. You didn't slash the berries there, because if you do slash the berries, it can end up bad. PRD hint. Okay. So yeah, now Thalane going for left side GT. This is a pretty good play, considering the fire rod might be over here, and looks like PRD is actually thinking right now about dipping from Palace. There is a clip that he can do to get in the jump over in there and clip back out, but I don't know if he knows the bomb clip for that, because you can't just do normal clips for that one. You do need a bomb and a pretty precise lineup. Also, so far not too much in GT, just some defense. Yeah, PRD has done Aga 2 and Thalane hasn't, and we still need to beat all the crystal dungeons and collect their reward in order to be able to fight Ganon. And while Modom still holds onto an item, it's not the item PRD was hoping for, it's just the blue boomerang. Also grants him a pendant. So yeah, right now Thalane is gonna powder the anti-fairy here, which will give him full life, and also a gold sword, which is nice. Also Cane of Burner, which is extremely good for going for armors if you don't have the bow. You keep hitting them upwards, which groups them together real nicely. And with the gold swords, you do a lot of damage. You just need to slash. The weird damage table is pretty nice for gold sword on armors. It's only bad for master sword damage. And Thalane, not having the bow, is going for the mimic clip, which is a okay strat to do, but at the same time, having the bow later on would make this a better play. Just because you end up on the pyramid, this right now is just wasting time. And yeah, good tip for me, Selene, unactivate the super anti-menu hotkeys. They are annoying if you want to do glitches. It can be worth it if you know that whatever is up here will make it easier to get the bow, but even that would be like you get fire rod here so that you can do finish up turtle rock or something. So pretty much never worth it. And yeah, looks like PRD is making the play, which is going to be good. Thalane, meanwhile, looks to go into Spy Cave, which might be giving him the fire rod. And hey, fetch question. So, where do we put the on which tablet do we put the mushroom now? I would disagree with going to Ice Palace before Eastern Palace, just because Eastern is a crystal, you have to do it anyway. Ice Palace is just a pendant, and you just ignore it for now. Well, yeah, he can complete it, but once he is in go mode but bow, he will just go for it. Just because it could be in there. And it's a better play than trying to go for Ice Palace. Also, by the way, this game is well programmed. I can verify that. And that jump that Thalane just had there just shows that off perfectly. Also, a little thing here that Thalane is doing, he is starting out by going for the middle entrance of Turtle Rock, which the thing is, based on layout, the later bridge might not be in logic without the fire rod, which can save you some time. So yeah, Zero in just a moment will find his Bombos medallion. We will have to see if he decides to go for the rest of Swamp Palace as well, which would give him his silver arrows. And Pierre now has his medallion collection completed and skips out the back of Swamp, which saves him some time over the lane, but he will miss out on silver arrows. Right now, it's PRD having more items, but Thalane having done more shakes. That's pretty much what it comes down to. It's not really easy to say who's ahead and who's not until we know where the fire rod is. If the fire rod is in a place where prdwong will find it shortly and Thalane still needs some time to go back for Istan and the bone there, that might give PRD the edge. Defeating Ganon 2 first is not an advantage because having Ganon 2 down means that your fastest way towards Ganon is already gone. Unless you... So yeah, you will need to find a different way, which usually involves either save and quit or maybe in this case a trip from Palace of Darkness. And yeah, Thalane? Do you have Fire Rod? Oh, okay, still having to go to Chrysler Roller. Okay, I see. Yeah, the only possibility for Palace still is the Fire Rod, which is the only item we are still looking for. And yeah, Fire Rod on Pet Cave is a good guess. Fire Rod on Hammer Source, you guess that would... Fire Rod on Hammer Source would favor PRD. Fire Rod in Pet Cave would slightly favor Thalane. And of course, Fire Rod and Ice Palace would be whoever does the gamble first, or whoever runs out of checks first. Yeah, Thalane is now going for Fake Flute. Oh, okay. If I think, are you going for the YBA? Looks like Thalane is going for YBA. Or yes, Thalane is going for the YBA. So Thalane is now setting himself up on the lowest. Okay. What is Thalane doing? Oh, okay, Bombos. Sure. Okay, Bombos kind of makes sense, I guess. Why did you do the fake feud at that point? Chat, I'm sorry, but I caught a mushroom on one of the tablets. So yeah, chat, do you want a fetch quest? Yeah, if that shroom is giving the fire rods, that would be big. And PRD may look into a burner. Half magic on the mushroom. And 8 arrows into the eye. And Thalane is going for Eastern. Fifth bump. Thalane, fifth bump from top. Yeah, there you go. That's good. That's the right bump. And while we are at it, Thalane also gonna give in the green pendant. What's on here? Arrows. Okay. So yeah, beating Swamp Palace was just a bust. We did, of course, get the silvers, but the silvers don't save infinite amount of time. They will save some time over the seed. So yeah, it will now come down to who finds the hammer first. I would take the guess that Thalane, after finding the bow, will go back into Palace of Darkness. Of course, after finishing Eastern. He's already here, he has the hammer and everything to go get in there quickly. Trollius Blade for Fire Rod would kinda be... well, either pedestal or ice palace. But to be honest, either location at this point isn't too far in the future. We checked everything off Ganon, so we checked everything from Skillwoods that's accessible without the Fire Rod. And for GT, we even checked the stuff that's locked behind Fire Rod. And here we see PRD display into the Spy Cave, which will give him his book, which will give him his 2 checks on Ether and Bomber's tablet. I'm sure Boost feel decently behind, but also decently trolled by the seeds, so that they might still be fine. So if they have a chance for a gamble, they might go for it, but they don't necessarily feel really behind. Not really. He did find the hammer a lot earlier than he could have, so that was a pretty good one on him. And now that PRD has the hammer, he will go for the rest of Gin's tower, which kind of will give him his last sword, but nothing else. So yeah, we are really now between both our players only looking for the fire rod, and at this point, I would give thalane the slight edge, just because as long he doesn't go back for Ganon 2, he will have the faster way into Ganon, and overall, he's already cleared out most things, and especially if the bow is ending up to be on Helmasaur King, that would be very good for him. Thalane has finished up everything in Ganon's tower but upstairs. He didn't have the bow and didn't want to waste too much time on trying to get the Mimic Slip. And yes, Thalane going back into Palace of Darkness, already full cleared the entire thing except for Helmasaur. And looks like Helmasaur gonna have a map. So, not an item. So yeah, we are pretty much, I think, down to Ice Palace, Pedestal, and Hammer Packs, as well as some maybe Thief's Big chest. And right now, Thalane on the way to Helmasaur, not having much. And to be honest, I wouldn't be too much surprised if Thalane afterwards would go for Ganon's tower. And after GT would go for the Hammer Packs and Smith. It would be a pretty reasonable play for them. And yes, Hammersaw only did have the map, but we are now down to 5 crystals on the lane side, and the other 2 only needing the fire rod. The dungeons are already cleared out. And PID now, with that late hammer, has to recheck a lot of things. He has to check all the things that Thalane could route in the first time. Now, when coming back for it. And yes, Thalane looks to go for Ganon's Tower, which will give them their second pair of gloves, which might indicate some play into Ice Palace for them. Which, by the way, if you feel behind, you have mids and bombers, and you're only looking for fire rod at that point. Yeah, that's a reasonable gamble. At this point, it would be a reasonable gamble to go into Ice Palace. This is definitely not all dungeons. We are only wanting to get the crystals, which means we need the fire rod. And PRD is on his way to check the pedestal. If fire rod is on pad, that's big advantage of PRD. If it's not, doesn't matter. Okay, pad seed. So, PRD is now in big lead. He will still have to go back for Swamp Palace, but Thalane, if he goes for Pedestal, he will beforehand check out every single Ice Palace. He will check out rest of Tower Hero. No, he has already cleared Tower Hero, only needing the boss. But this is PRD's race to lose. So yeah, this seed is made by Shed, I promise. So yeah, PRD now on his way to Argus. He needs no items, so he will probably still skip out the silvers, even though he's on his way to Argus. Now the thing is, Thalane won't know. Thalane won't know for quite some time. Unless he really, after going through GT, takes a mid, says, okay, let's shake pedestal while I'm doing the Smith things, he will not shake it. There is no reason to shake pedestal for him at this point. He still has a lot of items left, and with that mid now also Ice Palace logic, so he will full clear that. This PRD may be behind in dungeons. He's definitely far ahead in the see-through, just because of that information. Yeah, And no, this is right now not no mode, this is go mode. PRD knows exactly where to go. That's go mode. He doesn't need to check anything unnecessarily. No mode is only the commentators knowing the things. And yeah, so bomb was having to be used to get through Ice Palace. And yeah, as I said, Thalane checking out the hammer packs and everything, which is a good play. It's so close to the fire rod, he just won't get it yet, and he won't probably won't check for it either. And yeah, so PD only needing to beat Ice Palace now, can then grab his Fire Rod, and then is in go mode. Completely fine, don't have to do anything more other than beating the dungeons, and he knows it. Fire Rod on Palace, the inner seat where Hammer was in Swamp first, inner seat where Bo was in Vanilla. So yeah, kinda awful. And yes, Zelda didn't check Palace yet, and he won't check it for quite some time. Like, if Zelda would now go for Palace right now, that would be not too bad, but the chance that he would actually do that is pretty much zero. And even if he would do it, he would only be even. Fluid doesn't save that much time in Overworld glitches unless you find it really early. And Thalane, you can use the spears from the red guard. Also, you do not want to do YBAs to the right. You either want to do them north or westward, because going south and eastwards is you start with the 1 pixel movement, and getting damage to a screen transition can put you either 1 or 2 pixels away from the transition. So yeah. Thalane now going into Ice Palace, which is the most reasonable play. Meanwhile, PRD on his way to grab the Fire Rod. And yeah, by the way, chat, PRD was able to skip out most items in Ice Palace. You only had to check out the boss. Thalane? Thalane will check out everything. Thalane will check out every item and it will cost him a lot of time. So PRD checking the pedestal beforehand saved him time in multiple ways. And PRD preparing his Dark World portal while going for the pedestal, which is a good play. And PRD, why are you going so far up the pedestal? You can grab the hilt of the pedestal, also Fire Rod, I guess. After not only Overworld Lich's Pet Seed, Overworld Lich's Pet Seed with a hammer in Swamp Palace and the bow in Vanilla. And yeah, pedestal was not necessarily more unlikely than most things, but it's just a much later check. It's a check that requires you to do a lot of things. So checking it, PRD was able to save time. By the way, if it wouldn't have said Fire Rod is there, he would have possibly saved time by not needing to beat bosses. So overall, I guess checking pedestal was, in his situation, a pretty good play. He had to go for penance next, and yeah. And PRD now having his 5th crystal in hand. His next crystal will probably be Palace of Darkness, so he can finish up at Torch Rock. Torch Rock being the next crystal, so he can finish up on Palace of Darkness and just walk out. I wouldn't necessarily say that Thalane got randoed. It's more like PRD had the rando on his side with checking an awful location and it paying out. So yeah, it kinda is randoed, but it's more gambled at this point. Also chat, someone wanted the fluid. There. Throw it away. It's just a paperweight with a fancy color. So yeah, PRD now entering the front. I think, did we find this? I don't think we find the big key, so that will give him the fastest access to the fire locked chests on the right side. For him, it was not only a pet seed. Just a pet seed would have been a nice friendly seed. And yeah, PRD mirroring out and giving up on clearing Totorock from the front because we have glitches to go for Laser Bridge. And PRD, why? Just go for the mirror wrap. You can just literally go for it easily. But yeah, this is also a way to get to the laser bridge, and if you can go for it, it's nice. And there's Thalane getting his pendant from Ice Palace, which, well, it's a pendant. It's a thing that he needs to beat the game. He just doesn't know it yet. I think he only has Tower of Hera left, so he will have to go Tower of Hera, beat Modom, and then go. Then he knows it's pedestal. So yeah, PRD now having Totorock done. Only Place of Darkness left and he already cleared it out, so only boss. So yeah, this is kind of sad that this happened to Thalane with getting randoed by pedestal, but at the same time, it's rando. And PRD now, by the way, showing off some really nice things, like you can jump down this mountain here quickly. And this will get him straight in front of the Place of Darkness, which is just a really good route. And yeah, Shell pointing out that silver surveillance from Palace, which prdwong missed because he was in go mode when he passed up the chest. He at that point knew where the fire rod was, and he only cleared it for the pendant. Thalane at least showing off some cool glitches as these, Desmond Descent, which allows him to get a bit faster down the mountain if he wants to go to the Lumberjack area. He kinda misses out on the Darkwood portal zoo, so that's a slight downside. But yeah, in just a moment, Thalane will find the fire rod. Also, Thalane, please don't pull the Master Sword from so far up the pedestal. And that is Rage Rod found. Thalane will go for Totorock first, and from there, similar to PRD to gone to Place of Darkness, he will go for Woods, but it won't be enough to make up the time difference between them. Especially considering PRD is already at Hammer, and once he's out, he can just walk over to the pyramid, and that will be his fastest way to Ganon. For Thalane, the fastest way is to save and quit, which, yeah, that's yeah, PRD. The only thing PRD has against him is not having silvers, but PRD is a good player. He definitely knows silverless, and he has gold threat, so the fight won't take actually forever. He might still be able to sub 2 hours the seed. And here in the next chest, the big key for thalane, so he will be just behind PRD entering Ganon in the fight for Trinix. And just 6 dashes for each of the first 2 phases, so PRD is already in the 3rd phase. And yes, this is game 1 for PRD and thalane. And Ganon, we did not find the silvers, but we do have a lamp, so we are perfectly equipped for silverless. And thalane beats Trinix faster than PRD beats Ganon, which is not too surprising since Ganon is kind of a final boss. But there's the 6th crystal for thalane. We still have scoreboards left on thalane's side. There's a quick way to get there from here. And looks like thalane is going for it. He needs to clip out here enough and then dash down. Also, PRD just finished with a time of 1 hour 58:59. Thalane now, with that jump, able to jump over the screen border, transition down here, and enter squads, which is nice. And thalane did forfeit, so he will not finish the seed. I think he already said that he has some problems with on time. So yeah, GG's. And PRD also says that he has no time for an interview, so we are just gonna quickly do a recap of the seed, being like we did had like a pretty nice seed until we started finding out that it's a troll seed, and then we found out that it's troll pedestal seed. So yeah, PRD just gonna quickly fast forward through the credits. So big thanks to him. So not as much time to gap over until we find out how much collection rate we have for this pet seed. But yeah, Hammer in Swamp Palace, first chest, Vanilla Bow. I guess mids at top of Ganon's tower are kinda troll, but at the same time no one cares about mids. And of course the most rage-inducing part of them all, Rage Rod on pedestal. Not a thing that we really need. And yeah, TTBK really early saving crits 25 and 177 collection rate and game time 155. Pretty good, but I think I will start wrapping this up by taking a look on the speed game schedule. Give me a moment to open it up. And so yeah, looks like on the schedule there is nothing until 7 p.m. when there are suddenly a lot of races scheduled, being Ocarina of Time, Randomizer on SpeedGaming 1, Luigi's Mansion, No Out of Bounds, pretty new tournament on SpeedGaming 2, and Star Wars 1 Episode Racer on SpeedGaming 3, and afterwards at 8 p.m, Wind Waker Randomizer on SpeedGaming 6, Final Fantasy Randomizer on SpeedGaming 2, Overworld Glitches, SpeedGaming 4, and if you are looking for some friends into the Randomizer tournament, that gets streamed in French and German. So check out SpeedGaming Deutsch and SpeedGaming Français for each of these. At 9 p.m. afterwards, we got Zelda 2 Randomizer Weekly and Super Mario Bros. Warpless Tournament. That's on SpeedGaming 5 and SpeedGaming 3. And at 10 p.m. on SpeedGaming 3, Overworld Glitches. And I think that's it for the night until 4 a.m. And I think most of the people that are right now awake are not awake then, but if you are, Bloodborne at 4 a.m. on SpeedGaming 1. So check it out if you want, and I hope all of you enjoyed this lovely seed and are really willing to check out all the other races, the SpeedGaming network of channels, follow all of them, follow the language channels that you understand, and yeah, check it out, check out everything. The tournaments are all fun. And Mike K was joined by Jerry Dune doing the tracking for me, so really nice of him. And of course, thalane, prdwong, our two racers, give both of them a follow. They did an awesome job for this really awful seed. PRD still subduing and Palace the seed with the most awful item placement that chat could want. I guess we could have added some more fetch quests into the mix, I guess. But yeah, pretty awful, and hope you enjoyed. See you all again next time. Goodbye.